Hello, my YouTube peeps. Bringing Mr. Sammy on to do an outfit change with him. He's got a little lion and elephant and giraffe outfit on with the little lion on his booty. We're going to change him into a copper pearl outfit. Got a little farm scene on it with a barn and cows and corn and pigs and chickens and ducks. Got a bunch of little things on it. Got a long sleeve onesie right there. And then these little footed pants that we're going to put on him. Hope everyone's having a good day. This is just a lay back and chillax day while we do Tony's treatment. It's snowing outside. Absolutely beautiful, but it is chilly out there. And I just have on a tank top. Excuse me. Because like I said, we're doing Tony's treatment. And when he's on treatment, he gets cold. And so I get warm, and so I have to dress down a little bit. But, you know, when your blood's being pulled out of your body, it makes you cold. And when I watched my last video back, I realized I told you part of our dialysis journey, but I didn't finish it. We did start out with PD. That worked out pretty well for about the first 6 months. After that, he had to have a manipulation done because he wouldn't drain. And it actually never worked right after that. They did a total of, I think, 3 catheter placements and 5 manipulations. But after, like I said, it worked pretty good for about the first 6 months. But after that, it just never worked right again. And when we were in Oklahoma, we were 45 minutes from, I don't know, maybe about 30 minutes from the closest in-center hemo. And Tony just didn't want to have to drive that far, or us drive that far 3 times a week to do treatment. And the closest home hemo place was about 2.5 hours away. So we stayed with PD while we were in Oklahoma. It wasn't ideal. He wasn't getting hardly any sleep because you do your PD dialysis usually overnight. And since he wasn't draining right, every time it came time to drain, he'd have to get up and stand up to let it drain. And that was about every 1.5 to 2 hours. I can't remember exactly. So basically, about the time he would get back to sleep, it was time for him to get up to drain again. And he wasn't able to do it during the day because when he tried to do it during the day, then he'd get lots of swelling in his legs and everything because the fluid that was being pumped into his peritoneal cavity would settle down in his legs and ankles. So when we moved to Florida, just shortly, within a couple months, we had an in-center dialysis just like 15 minutes from us. And so he decided to do in-center hemo because when he was having all the trouble with his PD catheter, they did put in a fistula for backup because when they would mess with the catheter, either placing a new one or doing a manipulation, they didn't want him to use it for a few days to kind of let it heal. So they had put in a fistula, first a CVC line, and then when he kept having issues with the PD catheter, decided to go ahead and put in a backup fistula. So he already had his fistula when we moved to Florida to be able to do the hemo treatment. And then after about a year and a half of doing in-center hemo, we decided to get trained to do the home hemo. Because when he was going in-center, he was getting sick all the time, you know, just being around everybody that inevitably would get sicknesses. And you know, dialysis is not something that you can say, oh, well, I'm sick, so you skip. You need the treatment even more so when you're sick than when you're not. So he was being exposed, you know, to all the sicknesses and stuff, and was getting hospitalized quite a bit. So we decided to get trained for the home hemo. I forgot how tight this outfit is on him. It is a 0 to 3 month, but it's bamboo, and bamboo is a little bit tighter fitting material. But we're going to make it work because I know it'll go on him. I've had it on him before. So anyway, that's how we wound up going from PD to home hemo. I do believe that when we were in Oklahoma, I believe Durant had an in-center hemo, and it was about 30 minutes from us. And then Ardmore had an in-center hemo, which was about 45 minutes from us. I don't remember why we used the Ardmore clinic instead of... Oh, because Durant didn't do PD. Ardmore did PD and hemo. And so when we changed from the Denison DeVita, we chose Ardmore because that way they could do, you know, work with either his PD catheter, or if he needed in-center treatment for the hemo side, they could do that. So I think that's about the story of our dialysis journey. Like I said, March 8th of this year will be 7 years since he's been doing dialysis. Either, you know, PD or hemo. But we do prefer, the home hemo is so much better than the in-center. You know, like I said, he doesn't get sick near as often, and we can make our own schedule as far as what days we do it, what time we do it, and all that. So that makes that really nice. Let's see if we can get your sleeve untwisted here, Mr. Sammy. Yeah. I think that's got it. Now I gotta find the fold over mitt. There it is. So I hope everyone is staying warm and having a good day. I know Mondays for a lot of people aren't their favorite days. Let's see. And I also wanted to mention, not that one, Sandra at Little Meatballs Nursery. She's trying to get to 950 subscribers. So if y'all could go over and show her some love and subscribe to her channel. She's a beautiful lady. And that's at Little Meatballs Nursery. you get to hear lots of life stories and things on her channel. I love to hear her stories. And she's just a beautiful lady. And then I saw on Tina's wall on her YouTube a channel that she was mentioning to go check out. And they are trying to get to 3,000 subscribers, and then they're going to have a giveaway for a reborn, and it is, I believe, Once Upon a Wish Nursery. I'll look that up and tag it in the description. She's got a beautiful silicone baby, and her name is Ada, which is the name of my hometown where I was born and raised, and Tony too. And then, of course, Tina at Our Angels. And Christina at Cuddles by Christina. And there's so many beautiful people in this community to shout out. I know I didn't get everybody shouted out, and I'm sorry if I missed you. Oh, and Janice at Real Life and Reborns. Like I said, guys, I know I'm missing some. Maybe they'll come across my brain while I'm doing this. And I think I mentioned in my last video that Charleston wants a few more tests ran, and a couple of they want him to see a couple specialists before he's put on the transplant list, to make sure everything's good to go. And we have a visit to UK in Lexington coming up on the 5th of March. Oh, look how cute, guys. It's a little tight on him. I guess in this he really needs a 3 to 6 month, but he's adorable. And he's so cute. And I got to adopt him from Sandra. And he was painted by Lean Reborn Nursery, I believe it is. Anna. I think most of the people on my channel watch Sandra anyway, so you guys know who her favorite go-to artist is. And that's where he came from. Okay, we're going to get you Banky on and sit here and talk and rock for just a minute. There we go. Poor baby. That's the only Banky he's got. Very limited on my reborn stuff here. We really thought that we would be able to go back to Florida and get our stuff out of storage long before now. And it just hasn't worked out that way, so very limited on what I have for the babies with me. Because our original plan was to basically come here and find us a place, and then within a month go get our stuff out of storage in Florida. But like I said, it hasn't worked out that way. And an update on the Yeti giveaway. We do need 9 more donations of $50 or more. And then we'll do the draw name and do the giveaway for the Yeti and get that mailed out. And Tony came up with an idea that, you know, if you guys have already donated but just wasn't able to donate the $50 at the time, if you want to, if you're able and you want to add to your original donation, to be able to have an entry, we can do that. Like, if you donated $25 the first time, if you donate 25 more, then that'll get you an entry for the Yeti giveaway. You know, if you donated $40 the first time, you know, if you donate $10, that'll get you an entry for the Yeti giveaway. And it's a really nice ice chest, guys. It lasted us all the way from Florida. We had drinks and stuff in it and medication that had to be refrigerated. And it lasted from Florida, and then we stayed the night in the motel. And then came on in and found a motel, all that. And, you know, everything was still good, and it still had ice in it. I love that ice chest. It works really well. And I believe it's like $230 something or $250 something new for that one. Am I right, babe?
Yeah, $235.
$235.
Still got tags.
And we still have the tags on it. And the only time it was ever used that I recall was the move from Florida to here. And like I said, it just had our medicine and some drinks in it.
No stains, no cracks, no.
Yeah, it's still in brand new condition. And I do have pictures of it on my post wall. You know, if you want to be able to look at it. And Wakasoo is in our video again. This is my little pal. Sandra showed him to me and told me where to get him at, and so I went and got me one. And he's actually named after Sandra. His name is some letters of her last name mixed together, so that's how I came up with his name. I think that's about all the update that I have, and just wanted to come on and show this gorgeous boy and change his clothes. And like I said, I think this outfit needs to go to Adam when I get Adam back out of storage, and try to get a 3 to 6 month size for this little guy, because, well, this big guy, he ain't little. He's big and heavy. But like I said, guys, this is just a lounge around and treatment day, and so my hair's just thrown up. Got on one of my husband's tank tops. But I hope everyone is enjoying the start of their week and staying warm. I know up further northeast, they're getting quite a bit of snow right now. We got enough to cover the ground, and it's still been snowing off and on. It's not snowing right now, but it's absolutely beautiful. So I want to thank you all for stopping by and spending some of your time with me. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you're not already subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. And God bless each and every one of you, and I hope He continues to bless you with His guidance and His presence. And I will see you guys on the next video. Bye, guys.